I am so pleased to be here this afternoon with Theo Sowa, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the African Women's Development Fund. Theo, what are your impressions of the conference so far?
Well, it's been really exciting. Some of the bits that I've loved most have been the number of young people that have been here.
Definitely.
Because it's really good to know that we've actually got something truly intergenerational going.
Yeah.
Girls, adolescents, older women, it's great. So that's really exciting.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's really exciting is the commitment that people are showing. There's been some really great work done. We've got a long way to go. It's a difficult agenda, but everyone's excited about going further, and I really love that.
And so can you tell me a little bit about the work that you're doing back home and the issues that really drive you to help make progress for women and girls worldwide?
Well, at the African Women's Development Fund, we're the first Pan-African foundation for women's rights organizations. So we work to get support to women's organizations that are working on issues of women's rights and social justice. And we're driven to do that because we've seen the change that African women can make. The continent is emerging from some really difficult challenges, and some of the drivers of that change are women and girls. And we know that the continent can do so much more, has so much more potential, but we'll only get there if we're using 100% of our human resources. And that means women and girls have got to be at the center of the change that we want to see.
So I'm here as part of a partnership that focuses on social media and technology as a force for global good. Have you used those tools back at home to reach women and girls, or what are the way that you use to communicate with girls and women in your communities?
We use the whole range because social media is fantastic, and we've got the most fantastic communications officer who's really good on blogging and Twitter and everything like that. And we use those tools to try and reach those girls and those women who have access to that technology. But we actually focus at AWDF on working with small and medium-sized women's organizations. So lots of the women that we work with, lots of the girls that we work with don't have access to that kind of technology. So we also do things like straightforward publications, but we do a lot of traveling. We go to where the women are, to where the girls are, and try and bring the support to them in the ways they need it, but really to support the actions that they're already taking. And we can see real progress in this. And it's not just AWDF as an organization. We have a fantastic network of African women leaders. So for example, when we look at reproductive health, we've got this network called AWLIN, the African Women Leaders Network on Reproductive Health and Family Planning. AWLIN is much easier. But these are African women who are pop stars, who are presidents, who are civil society leaders, who are head girls, you know, the whole range. And they go out and do a lot of the advocacy around reproductive health because it's important to us.
So my last question is how can people watching this interview get engaged and start following your work so they can support you?
A couple of things. One, look at our website because we've got a lot of information on the work that African women and African girls are doing to change the world. And if you look at that website, then you can get ideas about how you can get involved. But I think most importantly, that all of us, wherever we are, whatever country we're in, we need to be pushing our governments and our leaders to really take responsibility for a social justice agenda, to really take responsibility and say, you know, as girls, as women, as boys and as men, we have a right to real sexual health and reproductive rights, and we want you to push that agenda for us.
Thank you so much, Theo. It's been a pleasure.